Hey you guys, what's up? Man, I hope y'all just saw Full Gear. It was totally awesome. Top to bottom, start to finish, man. Once again, like I said, Full Gear did not miss another amazing night in AEW pay-per-view history. Don't worry, guys. The fun is not going to stop there because the newest episode of The Gift of Gabe Full Gear Edition is about to start right now. Alright guys, so first let's get things started with what went down on 0 Hour. To kick things off, we had Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, Rocky Romero, and their very evil, very mysterious fifth tag team partner going up against the Factory. Overall, this match was pretty solid, but I loved seeing the very evil side of Danhausen, you guys. The very nice part is very hilarious, comic relief, part of his stuff with like Hookhausen and all that good stuff, but the very evil side was totally great. We finally got to see Danhausen show off what he can really do. And for those who really aren't too familiar with his work, it was a very welcome sight to see. Like I said, overall great match. It was very great to see. We were cursed with great action from very evil Danhausen. Alright guys, after that on 0 Hour we had other stuff like Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage in the next round of the Eliminator Tournament and Jun Akiyama versus Eddie Kingston. Both matches were great. Loved each and every one of them. Wasn't expecting them to be as good as they were. I thought they were going to be good, but they even surpassed that. But the big things coming out of that, where you guys are, Ricky Starks is going on to the finals of the world title eliminator against Ethan Page. Some of you think Ethan Page, some of you think Ricky Starks. Your boy here thinks it's going to be Ricky Starks. I understand either way they're going to go. You know, with how the championship ended up going tonight. More on that later with Ethan Page. But I got my heart in it with Ricky Starks. I really think he's going to win. I couldn't end up being wrong. I was wrong about a couple stuff here tonight. Again, more on that later. But I really got my money on Ricky Starks. And then with Eddie Kingston, he was able to defeat Jun Akiyama in the dream match that he had won for pretty much his not just his entire career, his entire life. And he ended up getting a big fat W. And hey, if some of you were freaking hesitant and on the fence about getting the AEW Full Gear tonight, Eddie Kingston's promo right at the end literally probably sold a couple of you on it. Like you said, couldn't have run down the matches of Gray's Excalibur, but he definitely did his job. I guarantee a couple of y'all were like, hey, you know what? I think I'll buy Full Gear now, just because of what Eddie Kingston said. He's a total GOAT. Okay, so guys, now on to the main card of Full Gear. Oh my God, did we have some really great matches overall, but man, we kicked off with some matches that totally took our breaths away. First off, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. All around applause and admiration to those two. They absolutely killed it in this steel cage match as expected. Showed us why they are two of the best in the biz, not just as a tag team, but as singles competitors. This steel cage match was amazing from the first bell to the last. And Jungle Boy got his statement W over Luchasaurus, closing the chapter on this rivalry with his former tag team partner. Cannot wait to see what the future holds for him, knowing that he was going to put on more great performances like he just put on tonight. The future is bright for Jungle Boy Jack Perry and for Luchasaurus too. Both great athletes, putting an end to a really awesome rivalry and a brutal steel cage match for the ages. It did not stop there, you guys, because just because you thought that match was so good, the Elite and Death Triangle said, yo, we're gonna top this, and man, oh man, was it great. Literally coming out to that Wayward Son song was a great way to bring the Elite back. I was singing along and watching the whole time, but the match was beautiful. Literally, these guys have amazing chemistry with each other because the rivalries with these two go back so long, some even before AEW, like in the case of the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros, but this match was totally amazing. Whatever Meltzer wants to give it, 4.75 stars, 4.95 stars, 5 stars, either way, it is appropriate because this match was totally dope. I honestly thought the Elite were going to get the win here, get their second chance of becoming Trios champs, but that did not happen as Death Triangle picked up the win, with Rey Fenix finally using the hammer and using it to pin Kenny Omega right in the center of the ring, countering the one-winged angel. And it looks like that's pretty much going to be a wrap-up of this rivalry. So, I guess we'll see what happens. Or is it the end? Okay, now look. After all great matches like the first two we saw on the main card Full Gear, there's got to be that one match that ends up being just alright, but is not able to come close to what the previous ones have done, and that was what happened with Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose. Pretty solid match. Nyla Rose did a good job at really making Jade earn a win, something that's not very easily done over her title reign and just run here in AEW. So props to those two for that. Honestly, a solid match, but again, when you put it against the matches that you just had before in Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus and Elite versus Death Triangle, it did not stand a chance when comparing the two. But by itself, pretty solid match. Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose, massive props, especially Jade Cargill for that freaking, what was it, Thundercats theme. You gotta give her freaking props for the new ring attire she comes out to every single time she defends the belt on pay-per-view. So, extra props for that. Otherwise, good job, you two. After that, you guys, it was time for the Fatal 4-Way for the Ring of Honor World title between Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Bryan Danielson, and Claudio Castagnoli. Things got to pick right back up here, you guys, as they tore the house down as expected. The match was great, but the stories were great too. Danielson and Castagnoli may have been part of BCC, but they went at it in this 4-way war, and the same can be said about Jericho and Guevara. Man, he did not want to be in Jericho's shadow. He wanted his chance to finally win the World Championship. But Chris Jericho, after it was said and done, after all the dust had settled, is still the Ring of Honor World Champion. Long live and all hail the OCHO, Chris Jericho, because he is still our Ring of Honor World Champion. Watch out, Ring of Honor legends. He's still coming for you. Alright, you guys, give it up for Saraya and Britt Baker. The match went off without any hitches and no one got seriously injured and looked super duper awkward. Now, there might have been some of you that didn't really love maybe the pacing of the match or maybe the story or how it was produced. I know one person, my friend in particular. But I thought the match was pretty solid, and I'm really just glad Saraya didn't get any serious injuries because I know it was her first match back. Sometimes it's tricky, especially with the neck injury that she had. I'm glad everything went off without a hitch. She's still doing good. She got the dub, and her and Britt Baker both look pretty good in the end. I know some of y'all were talking trash and maybe criticizing, being oh, this better not be a total crap fest in terms of the in-ring action with Saraya possibly looking sloppy or even hurting herself. But she is good, and don't worry, they did not let us down. You know what else didn't let us down? Sting and Darby Allin against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. They killed it. It was another solid match that was exactly what it needed to be. I know y'all were why are they doing Sting versus Jeff Jarrett? This is ridiculous. Blah, blah, blah. Guess what? They proved you're wrong. And if you're still hating, then dude, you just should watch nothing else but freaking paint dry. Because it was a nice, fun match that did exactly what it needed to do. Provide nice entertainment for everyone in the crowd, in the Prudential Center, and watching on pay-per-view. Sting and Darby killed it. Darby and freaking Jeff Jarrett killed it. Everybody killed it. Especially Satnam Singh. Dude literally just caught Darby out of mid-air. That was freaking hysterical. I'm not even gonna lie. But give it up for everybody involved because it was a totally great tag team match. New champions galore as we crown multiple new champions here on Full Gear tonight. First off, Samoa Joe is now a double champ. And if you guys thought Pac was dominant as double champ, oh my god, there's a difference between Pac and Samoa Joe. He's now the Ring of Honor World Television Champ and the TNT Champ. I thought Wardlow was going to walk out with the dub here, but I thought maybe if anyone else was going to get it, it was probably going to be Powerhouse Hobbs. Nope. Samoa Joe said, I'm taking all the gold in this match, which is something that he said after he came to AEW back in April. So he has fulfilled his promise. And if you listen to Samoa Joe, he just says he doesn't tell lies and he's a man of his word. He truly is. He's holding 2 times the gold, facing 2 times as dangerous. Maybe he drops the Ring of Honor Television Championship at the final battle pay-per-view in about a couple weeks, or maybe not. Maybe it'll just be dominant as a double champ for a while, and he'll drop both belts eventually. Either way, guys, it was a surprising outcome, but I don't think any of us are really going to hate on it because it's Samoa Joe. Dude's totally goated. The submission machine, literally the destroyer. Give it up for our new double champ. And oh man, are y'all in trouble for anyone who tries to be stupid enough to come after him. God. And then, after that, give it up for Jamie Hayter. I was wrong. I'll say it. I admit that I was wrong. I thought Toni Storm was going to walk out with the win here tonight, but Jamie Hayter got the win. Much deserved. Never thought that she didn't deserve to become world champion or interim women's world champion. She did, with some help from Britt Baker. A lot of help because there was a lot of false finishes. But either way, she's a champ. So give it up to her. Once again, I was wrong, so call me out on that. But honestly, other than that, solid match. I guess we should see what's going on with Thunder Rosa, because I kind of do agree with, like, Toni Storm said back when she now was the champion. They do kind of need to do something about her, because if she is going to keep being out, you might as well just award Jamie Hayter now with the official World Championship status. But I guess we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. Let's just focus on Jamie Hayter, who is extremely over and has been over because of her work ethic and just character work, being now the interim Women's World Champion and getting her due respect and recognition. Mad props, Jamie Hayter. Sorry for doubting you, but never lost faith in you as a wrestler. Great job. You guys, as expected, it finally happened. Swerve and Our Glory is no more. Keith Lee had taken enough of Swerve's sneaky Swerve's freaking crap, especially after he just slapped him right across the face. Unbelievable. Just walked out on him, lifted Bones up, gave him a pound on the back, and said, Swerve, I'm out. Deuces, because I'm tired of you. That's how the Acclaimed were able to walk out. Still, as our AEW Tag Team Champions, Acclaimed every Wednesday continues. And let's begin the big, huge money feud that is literally Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee. That is going to be a fun feud, you guys. As we all know, cannot wait for it. It's pretty much probably going to start on this episode of Dynamite when Swerve's going to want some answers or just wants a payback on Lee. It's going to be good either way. Swerve on Our Glory is dead, but Keith versus Swerve is about to begin, and it's going to be fire. There was a lot of great stuff on Full Gear tonight, you guys, but this upcoming episode of Dynamite on Wednesday post Full Gear is loaded as hell. Orange Cassidy is going to defend the All-Atlantic title against JAS member Jake Hager, and another member of the JAS, Chris Jericho. The Ocho is going to be defending a world title against another former Ring of Honor champion in Tomohiro Ishii. That was an unexpected match that is going to be totally great on Wednesday. And I said, maybe is this the end for the Elite versus Death Triangle? It is not. Apparently tonight was only the first of a freaking 7-match series to determine the actual champions for the Trios division. Guys, I did not see that coming. I kind of like it because tonight's match was amazing, and we get to see it more times, and it's definitely going to go to the 7. So that probably means that this won't be over until January 11th of next year on that episode of Dynamite. But if there's any of you against it, I get it, but look at it like this. We just get to see this 6 more times from what we saw tonight. In that regard, that is totally awesome. Maybe this just means that they're just trying to really get more out of this feud because people really wanted to see this match and loved it so much. And I think, honestly, in the long term, we're going to be glad to have gotten it because it's just going to be great action between two of the best factions and trios in this company and in the world, and just 6 of the best athletes in the world. So it's going to be a fun 7 series to actually look forward to in the future. So buckle up. The Elite versus Death Triangle's Best of 7 series continues this Wednesday on Dynamite. You're not going to want to miss it or any of the other matches. Let's be honest. Looking forward to it a whole lot. Okay, you guys. Before I go and sign off, because I'm honestly a little tired after all that in-ring action, I gotta be serious for a second. And, I was wrong about Jamie Hayter, but there's a big apology that I really gotta dish out right here, right now, here on the Gift of Gabe. And that apology is to our new AEW World Champion, MJF. I've literally given props to MJF since the first episode, Dynamite Edition. You can check it out if you haven't already. I've been giving him props. He's been doing good. But I've been a fan since AEW pretty much started, and I was not a fan of MJF at all, as most of you were. He annoyed the living crap out of me every single night. And I knew when this day came of him becoming world champion, he was going to try to drive me insane, and that it was literally going to just get in my head and be like, oh my god, why is he champion? He annoys the living crap out of me. A lot of you guys said this along with me, but as well with the majority, he has won me over. And honestly, when I think about it, every single AEW storyline that I've pretty much really, really loved, and that all of us have really, really loved, he has been at the center of. Look at just Cody, or with Wardlow, or with Moxley, twice, or with CM Punk. Every single money feud in AEW that we have seriously loved, he has been at the center, giving it his all. is A++, quadruple plus that game. So, mad props to you, MJF. Glad to have you as our AEW World Champion. I don't know if you'll ever see this or not. Maybe you will someday if I ever get like seriously famous. That'd be super cool. But I sincerely give you my apology from me, Gabriel Kersey, and I give you props on being the new AEW World Champion for probably until 2024, to let's just be honest. So, MJF, our new AEW World Champion, the devil himself, long may he reign with the help of William Regal himself. Didn't know that was going to happen. You guys were right about that too. Didn't think that was going to happen. I was just wrong a lot tonight on like 3 occasions. But I apologize, MJF. Sincerely, you are a generational talent and our new AEW World Champion. I am a fellow devil worshiper. Give it up for MJF. The best. Alright, you guys. Like I said before, I am pretty tired. Tonight was a totally amazing night. Some of you might be checking out the media scrum right now at the same time or right after like that was over. I'm gonna probably check that in the morning. Hopefully I wake up to some good news and not some crazy shit that like went down with the whole All Out press conference. But I think we'll be pretty cool on that front. It'll probably honestly a little funny with MJF being on there because you know he probably will be. Either way, you guys, I hope you loved Full Gear as much as I did. It was totally great. Another amazing night in AEW pay-per-view history that didn't miss overall, because they don't miss, and especially Full Gear doesn't miss. Got a new world champion, MJF, and a lot of great stuff that went down tonight. But it's over. We now move on to Survivor Series next Saturday, and that is going to be amazing. Cannot wait for that. Team Bloodline versus KO, Drew McIntyre, and the Brawling Brutes. That is going to be so great. This is the final week before Survivor Series World Games. We're going to get more stuff added on there, like stuff like Seth Rollins and Austin Theory will probably get added on there, and so much more. And that main event is going to be something you're not going to want to miss because it's going to be great in-ring action. And the story with Sammy, KO overall in that is going to be spectacular. But until then, you guys, I hope you liked Full Gear. I hope you liked this video. So don't forget to like and subscribe at the end once you're done with it. And I will see you guys Monday after Raw to begin this great week that we have because we got Survivor Series and a early happy Thanksgiving. I'll wish it to you later in the week, but I'll just do it now. So until then, you guys, I'm out of here. Deuces, puces. But before I go, don't ever forget when it comes talking wrestling, who better to gab with than Gabe right here. All right, you guys. Good night. I'll see y'all later.